Hey guys, it's Ren from Make It by Ren, and if you want to see my review on the Luminess airbrushing system, stay tuned for more. So I'm back with another video, and today I'll be doing a review on the Luminess airbrushing system. I've definitely heard of Luminess, and I am very into airbrushing. I have like 6 different brands of airbrush foundation. I have 2 different compressor systems. I have taken airbrush classes for both foundation, body makeup, airbrush tattooing, and I airbrush my clients a lot. So I've always been interested in Luminous Air, and it kind of started by me watching the infomercials. I actually saw the infomercials even before I was really into professional freelance makeup, and they're really intriguing because they take this advanced professional seeming kind of makeup art and turn it into something that looks really easy to do for the everyday woman. So when they asked me to review it, I thought, okay, cool, you know, I'll review it. And I have a little bit of experience with airbrush makeup, but I still like to review for beginners as well as people who are into makeup as well as aspiring artists. So I'm going to give you my completely honest opinion. Whenever I review something, I kind of look up other reviews to see how it's viewed online. I looked on major websites like Spectra, Makeup Alley, MakeupTalk.com, like Amazon even, just to see what people thought about the system. And it was actually really interesting because there's a lot of mixed reviews. Some people hated it, and some people loved it. So I didn't know what to do but trust my own opinion, and that's what I'm going to give you guys today. So I'm going to show you what comes with the system. First off, I got the beauty system. There's also the pro system and some other kind of variations, but the main thing about my system is that it is a 1-speed airbrush system with a single action stylus. This package was just really nicely done. I received a cardboard box, and inside it came this pink box which had the system in it, and it was really nicely packaged. They have the little logo, which is a butterfly, and inside is a packaging. You get some guides. This is like a catalog, which actually their product line is really good. I think they've probably expanded a lot in the couple of years that since I've known about them, because they have everything from eyeshadow to tanning to leg and body glow to powders to primers to concealers to liquid eyeliners, blushes, satin and matte and ultra foundation. So they have a huge line. So they've got a lot going on. And then you also get the getting started guide. And usually I don't pay much attention to kind of random stuff like this, but this is a really good guide for those getting started. It has step-by-step instructions which are really good, and this is me talking from a person who knows how to do airbrush. Really clear instructions, and they even have a a troubleshooting guide in here. It's in one of these pages, which is extremely important for people who airbrush, because airbrush machines are kind of temperamental. They can get clogged, they can spurt, and it's just the way the technology is. So it's really good to know how to troubleshoot when your airbrush isn't working, because it's really expensive and you want to know how to fix it. It also comes with a DVD, so it's an instructional DVD. Honestly, I didn't watch it. I know, bad, right? But I did go online to luminessair.com, and they have some amazing web seminars and videos. Really good. Their leading director of makeup, I think his name is Harvey, is excellent. If you want to learn how to do airbrush makeup, he has some like 25-minute long seminars on there. Really good. And I actually learned a lot of new stuff, and I've been doing it, and I even took classes on it, so it was really good. And then the actual system looks like this. It comes in what's called a hello bag, which is ingenious in my opinion. It's a silver reptile kind of looking clutch. Again, their little logo is a butterfly. And inside, after it clips like here, and it holds the whole airbrush system and makeup, which is really good because none of my other airbrush systems come with a case, and usually they're kind of like, it gets kind of messy when I have the airbrush foundations and stuff like that. But with this, you can keep everything in this case, and you can keep it on your vanity, and it doesn't look weird. So huge, huge, huge. That's really good. So inside you get your airbrush, and it fits in on an angle like that, and it's really convenient because they have this cutout so you can press the on and off button. And then there is a pocket in here for foundations, your gun, and the cleaner. It fits all of my foundations, the cleaner, a primer, and a powder, which I use. So it's really good to keep everything together. So let's look at the actual system. Here's your compressor. It's actually very small, and it's white, and it has an engraved butterfly design. Can you see that? Really, really nice. And the interesting thing about this, which sets it apart from my other more professional compressors, is that it has just an on and off button, and it's one speed. So this is kind of like the beginner version, I guess, because usually other airbrush compressors have a dial where you can control the PSI, but they also have a system which has low, medium, and high pressure gauges, so you can, that's, I think that's something to consider if you're more into pro makeup. So at first I thought, I was like, what, they only got one speed, but then after talking to the customer service, I was like, okay, that makes sense. This is more of a basic system for if you're just trying to do it on yourself and you need something quick, and it's actually easy. The one system is easy, but if you want something more advanced, they have a 3-speed system. So you get the little button. Here you have the little plug for, you can do a battery pack, which has like regular batteries, and that way you can take it and make it mobile. It's about $25 extra, but it doesn't come with the kit. Then the other side, you can also do the power cord. So this attaches to a little cord and a plug that goes into an outlet, so it keeps it charged. And then right here you have a regular rubber hose, and it goes into the air vent. And then you have your airbrush stylus, the gun, they call it the stylus. So it's also attached through a rubber hose. The rubber hose is a little bit like, I kind of prefer the cloth weaved one because it's a little bit more sturdy, but it comes with this, and it's okay. It's just that I prefer the cloth one because if it gets punctured, it won't get messed up. So then the actual stylus is all metal. You have the lever goes back, and when you turn it on, you'll immediately feel air because it is an instant flow system. So I'm going to actually just put a little bit of water in here. And it's actually, when you turn it on, it's actually a pretty high pressure. It doesn't hurt kind of pressure, but it's pretty high. So you turn it on, and immediately you start to feel air. So here's the tissue, and you can see it blowing. It's got a nice amount of airflow coming from it. And then if you put the water in it, like just to kind of test, and this is what they recommend doing if you're beginning and you're not used to it, just put water in it to see how it feels. You can actually see, do you see that? You can see all of the air coming out with the water. So it's a nice pressure to it. And then in the kit you get an empty container, which is the airbrush cleaning bottle. You fill it 1/3 with water and 2/3 with regular rubbing alcohol, like the 70% from the drugstore, and that's going to be your cleaning fluid. So it's really convenient to clean. You don't need a separate airbrush cleaner. Okay, so in terms of the actual liquid airbrush makeup, you get to pick a set, and I picked the tan set. There's light, medium, tan, and dark, and each set comes with 4 bottles of foundation for your skin range, and I got F5, F6, F7, F8. Mind you, there are 12 shades total, so 12 is the darkest, 1 is lightest, so 5 to 8 is kind of like the tan range. And I think this is their traditional satin. Yep, it's their satin finish foundation, which is water-based, and it's a dewy kind of effect. Great for people with older skin, more mature skin, for people who like that dewy fresh look. That's the satin one. They also have matte foundation for those of you who want more oil control or who just like that matte look. And I got the satin, so that's fine for me because I don't actually wear a heavy coverage of foundation. So If you look at the numbers, like I said, it's 5, 6, 7, 8. The odd numbers are the warm tone, and the even numbers are the cool tone. So I actually happen to be F5 right now because I'm a little paler in my face. But it's kind of convenient how you get a whole range, because if you get darker, you can always go up. Or if you want to use the darkest one as a contour, that's convenient. And they come in these tester size bottles, which is 0.25 fluid ounce. And as you can see, my F5, I've already gone through half of it. So I don't know if you can see that. Yep, it's about up to here. So I could definitely go for, like, they have the full size. Then they have, in addition to that, they came with a bronzer. Really pretty bronzer. It's that's what it looks like. You kind of have to shake it up because Airbrush foundation always separates. It kind of looks weird, but it's completely normal. You just have to shake it before you use it, and that goes with all brands. It comes with a pearlizer, which is like a iridescent white with like a pink shimmer. Then it comes with a blush, which is like this, you know, warm tone pink blush. So that's the whole set right there. In terms of the actual foundation, I find it to be more of a light to medium coverage. They recommend that you use about 6 to 8 drops, and I can get away with that, but my skin doesn't have that much discoloration going on. I can do my whole face with that, but it has to be done in light layers, and that's the best way for this foundation to look. If you use this foundation and you pull all the way back and spray your face with it and try to get a high coverage that way, it won't look good. You have to go in layers and build. I find that it looks like skin. It does look like skin. I think it looks nice. People have mixed reviews on the foundation. If you want a high coverage foundation, you should probably go with the matte version, because it'll be easier to build. I think that this kind of foundation right here, it's on the sheer side, so you kind of have to go through a lot of it to get a higher coverage. And in about a week's time, I've already gone, maybe like about a week and a half, I've already gone through half of this bottle, which usually Airbrush foundation kind of lasts me a long time. So that's something to consider if you like a higher coverage, or if you're wondering what kind of finish this is. In terms of the blushes and bronzers and everything, they are super duper pigmented. So as opposed to the foundation, these will last you forever. You probably don't even need to go to the full size, to be honest. 2 drops in your airbrush gun of blush is more than enough. You could even apply it first and then do foundation on top, so it's subtle. Believe me, 2 drops and a very light hand. The shimmer is pretty. It's very subtle on me. Again, you don't need a lot because you only want to hit like the high planes of your face. And the bronzer is absolutely gorgeous. I don't really like it as a bronzer because it's very shimmery on me, but as a body shimmer, it looks really pretty, or even as an eyeshadow. But again, 2 drops max. When I do typical foundation, I prefer to put, instead of like 6 to 8, I prefer for me more like 12 drops. If you like a really perfect high coverage foundation, you're probably going to use more than that, maybe like 18 drops. But you have to learn how to use the system correctly. I noticed that a lot of the negative reviews, they didn't seem like, I don't think they knew how to use Airbrush. And Airbrush isn't just pull back and all of a sudden you have air coming out and it looks fabulous. You have to practice with it. It'll probably take you a couple of days to get used to the system. When I first started airbrushing, I used the Temp 2 system. It took me weeks to be able to feel completely comfortable doing it on myself. And then eventually on doing it on my clients, because it's completely different. You can easily overspray. You can easily get one spot and splatters if you don't know how to use the system. So I'm going to actually go into a tutorial on this in a separate video to show you how to do your whole face. But this video is mainly going to be my review. I'm also going to have a completely thorough written review on makeupbyrenderin.com. And I'm doing a very thorough review because I noticed that a lot of the reviews I've seen on the web and on YouTube were not many at least ones that seem thorough to me. So I know a lot of you guys have wondered about the system. I think the compressor is pretty good actually. Like, I'm able to do my foundation in like 3 to 5 minutes using this. I do have experience with it, but I find it easy to use and easy to clean. The gun is, at first I had a defective gun, but they sent me a replacement with no problem. But it works really great now. and I can get really nice looking skin. So if you're a beginner, I definitely recommend this one, the one button system. If you're more into pro, or you want to do more like eyeshadow and like this kind of finer things, I would look into the three level system. And I think overall it's a good system. It's pretty affordable for an airbrush machine. If you know about airbrush, you know that systems are expensive. They're going to be over $200 and up, way up. So this is around the low $200 range. The airbrush foundation itself is a little pricey, so you gotta learn how to use it right. Use those 6 to 8 drops, maybe 12 light layers, otherwise you'll waste it because you're not supposed to pull all the way back with it and waste it. So it is kind of pricey. They say to not use other brands of foundation, but I've used other ones and they've worked in it, so I know I'm going to get that question. But if you do decide to do that, they won't cover you in the warranty. So that's up to your discretion, but this is my completely honest review. So again, if you are interested in checking this out, I do recommend it. There are caveats to being able to use the system correctly, but yeah, go ahead and check it out for yourself. They do offer month trials for like $30, and you can get the whole system and try it out. And to check it out, go to luminessair.com. Check out those tutorials and the videos on their webpage because they're really good. And go to my blog, makeitbyrenren.com, to see a completely full review. And I hope you guys enjoy this, so stay tuned for the tutorial that's just coming right up. Until next time, have a great night. Ciao, bellas.